Hey, yeah, Saturday afternoon. So the tank's been done for, this is the third day now. So let's have a look, see what's going on, eh? I'll pull back a bit so you can get a... Okay, you can see the sand's been pulled back from here, so we've got a wall thing to go on the back here. Like an aquascape and thing, what do you call it, like a foam rock wall thing. And they go on there and hide that line and that bubbler. We'll stick out the bottom of it. There's a few lines on the tank there. So this is the island tank. There's a few things I still need to do. At the edge of the glass here, where the orange sand meets the glass, some of that's got to come out and white sand's got to be in, otherwise it won't be an island. And some of these plants need to, well, they're doing alright. I haven't got the Vortec on yet. That's been off for a day or so just to get the water settled, but I just went around with the cleaner and stirred up a bit of a mess there just then, so wanted to get it while it was pristine so you can get a good look at it. So all that stuff there has just been wrapped up with cotton and stuff like that. I've got one more to do here actually. Still got elastic bands on it, so it's got to come out and get reshaped and that. So that'll be pretty cool. Then we will move down to the front part of the tank, or the viewing end. We've got our what we like to call Easter Island. So there's a few bits floating around in the water there, and I've got to get some of those leaves off of there, and I've got to fix that up a bit. And I looked at a YouTube video just yesterday actually, so that tree's going to come out tomorrow. The moss is coming off, and then smaller pieces are going to get put on so that the tree isn't completely... there's that whiptail again there, see him under there? So we come around this side of the tank, and there we go, Easter Island. One rock, piece of wood. And we've got ourselves an island. They've been digging around in there, there's little bits and pieces all over the place, but that's okay. A bit more white sand, we'll fix that. Alright, so let's get a bit of a back view of it. I can't see what I'm looking at, I'm on a GoPro, so the GoPro's gone black. So I can't see what we're actually looking at. But if you're seeing what I'm seeing, man, I'm loving it. I just can't tell my... we haven't put the TV on for 2 days because we just sit here looking at this. Unbelievable. So here we've got a plant here, look, needs replanting. What that's happening is they're getting in under the logs and the rocks here, and they're dislodging everything. So I'm going to just plant it in different places so that, rather than upset the whole gist of what the fish's lives are about, I'll just get done. There's a bit of rubbish in the bottom there's going to come out, so that's tomorrow. Put the backing on tomorrow. My wife is so pleased with it. She's going to get a small tank that we've got out in the shed. We've had out there for years, and do some aquascaping of her own. So we'll see how that goes. That should be cool. So yeah, we've got some little schooling fish in here, these flagtails. I don't know what possessed me to do that, but I'm glad I did, because it just adds a bit to the tank, And as all this stuff grows, it'll just be I suppose, trimming and keeping it under control. These grasses are just, looks like they're taken off. And that rockery there, and that, I don't know what they call that stuff that's stuck in the rock there. I call it cabbage. It's probably got a scientific name. I'm sure someone knows what it's called. And yeah, so the structure of it is worked out pretty well. I didn't put an awful lot into this rockery. I just sort of like plonked it on where it fitted. And as I come back here, look, you can sort of get the gist of it. Like by accident, I kind of did it right. It looks real. So one of the other things too is that it is pretty clear. I can actually see to the back of the tank now, and so that's the first for a few days. The glass does need cleaning. I can see the slight algae on the glass from this angle, but no, that is, once I clean up those bits and pieces are there and everything gets sorted out, what we've been doing is as these pieces dislodge or come off or get broken out, we've been throwing them down into the sump, which is down here. Let's open that up, and as you can see, we got a fair bit of stuff going on in here. And so all these plants, well, you know what, I've got outside ponds as well, so they can go out there, I guess, if necessary. But yeah, everything seems to be working pretty well. This tank's been running for quite some time before I started aquascaping it, so I'm hoping the bio levels will be high enough for us to run this with all these fish in it without having any problems. So far, so good. Everything seems to be good. I'm not a big test man. Yeah, I like to think I was a scientist, but when it comes down to mixing up bottles and stuff to find out what your water quality is like, that just bores the shit out of me. I've heard that you can get some Tetra test strips that you just stick in the water and it comes out and you can just do a reading. So I just got to find a place that does that. So if anyone knows of a joint that does the Tetra ones, I've heard that the API ones are no good, so I'm not interested in those. I can buy them anywhere. But yeah, Tetra ones. So that's the tank, guys, as it stands at the moment. As I said, a bit more white sand around the edges and a bit of fixing up here and there and cleaning up, and we should be going. So I'm going to put the Vortec on, and probably going to blow it all up. So I'm glad I got it while I have, because there's just not enough movement in the water at the moment, as you can tell. So thanks for watching. See you next time.